about black business. I'm gonna set it up, then I'm gonna kick it to you, Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stop repeating bullshit narratives. The narrative that has to go is black people don't support one another. The narrative that has to go is black businesses, black people don't look out for one another. The narrative that has to go is black businesses don't do other people right. Get that shit out of here. Going back to diversity. That's another reason why Joe Biden felt comfortable saying that bullshit. A lot of niggas see every black person as one big nigga. We oftentimes group our group with the lowest common denominator within us. Here's the reason why this is a point. We're going to be talking about this. Malcolm has been someone in my life, ever since I've known Malcolm. If there's a book, if there's loans of money out there, anything regarding business, anything regarding moving forward in life, Malcolm has always called me. Malcolm, you got me on. Malcolm turned me on to the SBDC, Small Business Development Center. Malcolm turned me on to this book, Building Your Story Brand. Changed my business life. Malcolm turned me on to that SBDC loan, the Small Business SBA loan that they were giving to small businesses. And when Malcolm turned that business on to me, I called Craig. You know, y'all know Craig Facts. Shout out to y'all listening from Craig Facts. Craig has been somebody who, ever since I've known Craig, we always pass information. We do business with each other. We don't get shit from each other for free. We put money behind what each other do. These things are real. And for us to keep going around repeating that bullshit narrative that we don't support one another, that has to stop. Malcolm, tell about your experiences and why you wanted this to be the topic of the day. Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to be the topic of the day because, like you said, well, I appreciate, saying all that, man. Like I say, you helped me as well, too. I just want to let you know, I used to host a show at the Family Room. Down there.
For those who don't know the Family Room, for those listening, you got people listening across the world, the Family Room, because a lot of people don't know, we both stand-up comics, too. That's why we roast your ass. I'm giving information, but we also roast your ass, too, all right? Now, we come from stand-up comedy. And we got to stand-up comedy from the lunch tables in high school and middle school. So we got them jokes. But Malcolm used to host a comedy show at the Family Room. The Family Room is a spot that's in Athens Park here in L.A., one of the last black strongholds here in South L.A. It's a black-owned bar. And it's like your old blues juke joint. You gonna get some young ignorant niggas in there and some old ignorant niggas in there. And the only way you gonna get some laughs off is if you're funny. And they got the best fried chicken on earth. Shouts out to you, Paul Wesley Parker. I'm getting some tomorrow because I'm off my cleanse. That's the place that Malcolm did his comedy. A black-owned business with black patrons, but it was a hood. And they said you can't be intelligent in the hood. And Malcolm used to talk about finances in that room. Now go ahead.
Right. And I used to talk about finances. One night, I'm just up there hosting. Wasn't nobody in the room. The ones at the bar. And I said, I'm cheap, not broke. I mean, I really am. But I wasn't cognizant. I'm just up there, running some jokes. I come off, bring my next comic up. He says, hey, you need to keep that. Do you not know I have an entire brand off of this now? Ton of stuff. You Google cheap, not broke, you'll see what it is. And because all you told me was one time. And that's business. It's not giving me some money. You don't need to buy a t-shirt, bro. You gave me the name. You told me what the name was. Like, hey, you need to keep that. Okay, well, I kept it. It started off as a hashtag. And then it became a YouTube page. Now I do videos. I got characters behind it. But that's true business. And the reason I wanted to bring it up because business is not always somebody spending money with you. If you're running a business, you do spend a lot of money, but before you spend money, you got to have a good idea. Does your idea work? And sometimes those ideas come from other people, come from other black people. And I think sometimes the negative with black business is black people don't spend money with each other. Well, you got to get to a place where people can spend money with you. A year ago, I wasn't where somebody can spend money with me. So to sit there and say, well, nobody's really doing business with me, I wasn't in a place to do business. And for me to get on there and say black people are not doing this and doing that, or shame your family and friends, because people love to do that when their business is not working. You know, my family and friends are not spending money with me and whatnot. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's you. A lot of times it's just you. You can't, when you have a business, when you got 50 employees, you can't call your family. It's you. You're the CEO at the top. And if it's black people, I don't care who's working for it. Black business or not, it's still a business. Now, of course, we are black. We're exclusive to each other, but you're still running a business. And I sometimes think people take being black first and forget you're running a business. You can't just expect things to happen a certain way. Like, we have to get registered with the state. Otherwise, you just hustling. If you're not paying taxes, you're not running a business. All these free resources, like Duane said, SBDC, that's out there. But that's something you got to go do on your own. You got to spend time in there and spend the hours in there, the worksheets, talk to these folks to figure it out. That's black business.
Mm-hmm.
Black business is you educating yourself. Black business is not always somebody spending money buying your product. Sometimes it's reaching out to somebody you know who's black, getting some information, or passing it along, or passing the business along to your fellow black person. I don't need the service. I can't spend money with you every day, but I know 10 people who can. So if I'm not aware of what you do, I can't tell anybody. I know exactly what Duane does. So if I run into somebody, I can pass that money along to them. But if I don't know what you do, I can't help you. Then how am I really pouring back into black? That's recycling the dollar too, is it not?
That's really what it is. You're right. And big back off that because you're right. Malcolm has this joke where